Yo, what's up guys, I'm Niek from the Producer School and welcome back to a brand new 1 hour start to finish video. After last week's 15-minute challenge, I decided it was also time to do a more extensive and slowly paced video. So today I'm going to create a melodic track from scratch in approximately 1 hour using only sounds from our new CamelPhat producer pack. Up with CamelPhat to create an extensive producer pack including diva presets, serum presets, drums, FX and signature sounds used in some of their biggest hits. If you want more info about the pack, head over to the link in the description because there you will find all the information you need about this pack. And for now, let's dive into the video and see how far I can get in this 1 hour video. So I have loaded a MIDI and a preset, and from here I want to start building out a track. So first of all, let me set the BPM to 126 and now I will show you what this plug sounds like. Quite melodic, so I immediately think of a sustained bass that plays some cool bass notes to build some kind of progression. So let's head over to the presets. I think I want to use a diva bass instead. So let's open diva and then go to presets, CamelPhat. Is really fat, so let's try that one. Maybe loop this one more time like this, so we have some more room to play around with bass notes. I really like what this note adds to the progression. Maybe drag this a bit further to the front. I think this will sound awesome. Sometimes you just have something in your head and it just works out right away. Really simple. I just feel like these little movements here and the C sharp just adds a little bit of extra touch to the bass line. Can add some top loop to get a bit of a feeling of where we want to take this project. So let's see, something a bit soft. Let's make sure it also fits to the tempo. Right. Let's put a fruity. Let's put a FOB filter on the master. Fatten up the bass a little bit. And then get rid of some of the highs. Sidechain, so we can immediately add like a kick. And then we can see how that works. So, for example, this one. First, let's just take off the top loop. Close down, it leaves some more room for other elements. Let's see, add a little head. Can also play around with automating the release. Let's add a ambient effect like this. This one has a nice texture to it. Make sure it fits to the tempo. And then put it in the key. Just really, really low in volume. Can even put some sidechain for a bit of that pumping effect. Let's see what more synths we could add to this. Really atmospheric. There was kind of a mistake hitting this, but we can definitely try something out. So let's see. More, I don't really want this, I think, as main lead, but more maybe like some kind of background ambient effect as well. If we kind of push this a bit more in the background. Our own reverb to make it really wet. Perhaps some panomatic to make it pan from left to right. And make it a bit more stereo. And perhaps what could work is a crystallizer on this one, because this is really a key if you want to make something sound really big and atmospheric. And then with pitched up 12 cents you get a higher crystallized echo, which sometimes can work really well as well. But then maybe roll off the highs a little bit again. Oh. Also add this into a mixer track and then make sure this has a bit of a boost in the high end. Okay, so I see everything is quite loud now, so let's make sure to add the kick to a mixer track and set the level for the kick and then mix the rest around it. Basically want this to be at like 6, -6. Okay, so we're off to a pretty good start, I think. So let's search for another element that we could lay on top of this. Maybe a rhythmic pad would be cool. Kind of clashes. I would like maybe a synth that can play a bit more of a rhythm as well. But this might be a bit too harsh. so it's way too loud now, but maybe we could blend in at least his rhythm and then try some different synths for it. So I think it might be a bit of an overkill to have this here. So maybe we just want a more of a swell pad, because we still want to fill it up, but feel like the rhythms and the elements were clashing a little bit. So I think it's better to do it like this. So let's see, open up Serum, see which synths we have. That could be something, so let's see. With a rhythm could maybe work, but I'm just trying out all sorts of different things. Maybe I even want to just change this melody to something more simple. Okay, so I think I like this idea of where it's going, but this chord step needs to have some more power. Let's make sure to do the delay and reverb ourselves. Okay, let's see if we can make the rhythm a bit more interesting. So it kind of changed a little bit. the whole idea, but that is not necessarily bad, since I feel like this has some potential. Let's see if we can spice up the drums a little bit. One time, let me try to see how it would sound if we use another bass sound. I think honestly that would work much better, to have some more groove. Deleted the other bass. Let's find a clap that we can use. Let's divide it a bit more clear into some patterns. let's see if we have some top loops that fit on the idea we have right now. I want to play around with these settings a little bit, so oh wait, I'm automating the volume. Let's see, okay, now I have the right one. Okay, so I think the idea is pretty solid. Let's add a little perk loop. Set it to the right. Okay, let's see how it will sound if we layer a perk also, like on top of the chord. Just one note. It does add kind of a lot of transient, however, it's really sharp. now add a little pad that we can use in the build-up. So we don't really give away the full chords yet, like the steps, but we then just put it in some kind of swell pad, and then the drop will probably hit extra hard. So let me do that real quick. And then hit Ctrl L. And select once again a C from here. Can use a filter to slightly tease it. Now create a filter, low cut, so we can get rid of the low end towards the beginning of the drop. Some reverb on the riser. And now let's make sure to get rid of the kickstart right here. And I know you can do it now by sidechaining it as well, but in FL Studio it's really like not more efficient for me to do it like that. Now separate low cut automation on this one. Maybe we can repeat this for the build-up. Okay, so we do need to bring back the bass, otherwise that's kind of sucks. So this one really needs to be, let's see, this one. Let's put a balance automation on it to make sure it doesn't clash that much here. Okay, so this also needs to come back in, otherwise. Let's move this a little bit. It's not that organized right now, since I should have done this before creating all these automation clips, but there's not much I can do about that right now. So let's try to come up with some kind of intro. Oh well, this really sucks. Let's put it like this, and then like this. So let's see, okay. I need to do it like this. filtering it in like this could be like a nice effect. So we then open up the filter towards the build-up. Only the pad is way too loud now still, so... Bring it back right here. Let's try some of this perk loop already in the intro. And then maybe just automate the volume and then slowly towards the drop move that down. See if we can add some more drums. Okay, let's add the fill. Some uplifters. some more shaker loops. I don't have that much time left, but I will just continue for a little while. How this sounds. Let's keep these drums to keep the groove going. I think we can make our own clap fill or snare fill for before the drop. Then add some delay with ping pong mode. I set it to 3 with some reverb. And this delay can be really minimal. Somehow I erased the part where the chords were actually progressing, which is not ideal. Let's add the perk loop here and filter it in slowly as well. like ideally you would want to have a vocal for here and also later in the drop, but I don't have one right now, so we just stick with the instrumental. I think lastly I just want to check if we can add some kind of lead to make it more melodic, for example from this part, but it could get too busy, like the mix can get to feel too forced kind of, but it's worth trying. This sound is... This will work, I think, so we can keep this sound, and then I think we have the finished product for this video. I would basically only introduce it after the first few bars. Okay, so that's over 1 hour already right now in this video, and I think the idea is pretty cool. There's a really solid bass if you would build upon this, and I will now just play the end result for you. Alright, so that was it for this video. Pretty happy with the end result. As I told you in the beginning of this video, all of the sounds are from the new CamelPhat pack, which you can check out in the link in the description. For now, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys in the next video.